Hello and welcome back to Humankind. We're picking up right where we left off last time. We are the Egyptians in the ancient era. Here is our current status. We haven't gotten too far. We got one science star, but not much else yet. Here's what we know of the world so far. Our one city and our one outpost. And the most recent development from the end of last time is that we just ran into the Hittites, I think. So easy that Beowulf could do it. Let's introduce ourselves.
Greetings. I'm called hot-blooded, short-tempered, passionate. All the highest compliments. As long as we are honest and fair, we can do mighty things.
I think that's exactly...
I cannot teach you wisdom. I will teach you regret.
Okay. I think that's exactly what Beowulf said to us last time, so it's not cool to copy the guy's speech word for word, but that's okay. What do we have here? Did we get some sort of... Oh, we have a merchant badge. I don't really know how the badges work. I haven't dealt with them very much. I guess because we've gotten some gold or done some trade or something, we have a little bonus to trade routes because of it. There's a couple badges you can get. I don't know exactly how it works. So, sorry, I can't help you with that one. But anyway, this is probably a good time to go over the diplomacy screen and all the things we can possibly do with the Hittites here. So, first of all, on the relations page, you can see we can declare a surprise war if we're just like, hey, surprise, we're at war now, and start attacking him, but we're not really in a position to do that. We can propose an alliance or send a gift, which I assume would raise his opinion of us. I haven't done that before, but in fact, what are the options? Oh, you can actually give like land or units or money or influence. Okay, well, I haven't done that, but there you go. That's how you can do that. And up here at the top, it shows us how much money we have and how much we're getting per turn. That's used when it comes to like trade and treaties and stuff. So a little easy to see how much we have there. At the top, this is probably the most important information that I use most of the time. So we're at peace. This middle thing will change if our relationship changes. Over here on the right, this is how the Hittites feel about us right now. And this panel I really like because it explains exactly why. They're hesitant. Obviously, we just met. Our trust is deteriorating. Okay, so that's not a good sign. We have comparable strength. So they like us because we earned the merchant we have a reputation of being a merchant for some reason. But they're jealous of our resources, which is bad when you consider that they're like a warlike people right now. But, you know, if we had a good relationship, it would say so here. It would tell us why. If they're really starting to dislike us or get more aggressive, it would tell us the reasons why. I think that's really helpful to see. You know, I guess I was thinking about when I've played Civilization in the past. Usually if you're just like winning handily, doing a really good job, one of the civs will be like, oh, I'm mad at you. I'm going to declare war now. And you're like, why? I didn't do anything to you except be good at this game. And it's always felt a little confusing to me. But in Humankind, if someone's, you know, happy with me, mad at me, whatever, I just come right here and I can see exactly, you know, what they're thinking and how they feel about me, which I think is really helpful. War support is very interesting, and we'll talk more about that when we start fighting with somebody. It might end up being him, but we'll talk about that later. I think that's a really interesting system. We've got a trade tab where, you know, if we were set up to trade with him, we could trade our luxuries, get some from him. Treaties, this is how we can kind of improve our relations. You can see we're on these gold ones. This is our status right now. But if we're friendly enough, I could say, you know, hey, why don't we share our maps?
Let us formalize our mutual appreciation.
All right, he said he would do that.
Happy to consider what more we may do together.
If we gave 21 gold. I'm just going to do it for an example for you. Let's go ahead and pay him for that. So now we have the share maps treaty, so whatever his map says, we can see everything.
Days like this, I'm glad to be alive.
Okay, everybody calm down.
Now there's some good fortune.
Oh.
A neighbor who may be more interested in commerce than conflict.
That actually is interesting. So we can now see everything that the Hittites know about the world. So we've gained some more knowledge here, and we actually have learned about another civilization on the other side of them. So that actually was helpful. But yeah, that's one of our treaties. You can do other things, open borders, non-aggression pact, which I'm sure he'd be interested in if we were going to kick his butt in a war. You could open up trade this way, and so on. Crisis, nothing's going on here now. But later you'll see that if one of us kind of annoys the other one with our actions, they'll show up here, and we'll talk about how you can deal with that sort of thing. So, we've also now met the Nubians.
As the leader of a great people, to greet you in their name.
Greetings. I'm called Hot-Blood.
All right. Stop saying that to everybody. It's going to put people off. Okay. Very much the same. Do you want to share your map too?
Let us formalize
Only for money.
mutual
No. I'll be okay for now. All right, so we know about 2 of the other players, and we're at peace with both for now. My only concern is being right up next to the Hittites here, and they, of course, are a militarist culture right now. So they're going to get a lot of fame by fighting in wars and killing people, which they may become interested in warring with us. So we should be prepared for that. Because I think the games of Humankind that have gone badly for me, it's because in an early era, somebody gets aggressive with me and I'm not ready to fight them, and I end up, losing a city or losing some resources or whatever. So we'll try and be prepared. What is this? Oh, the Nubians have reputation as a merchant now, which makes sense because they're like a money culture.
What do you say?
A proposal coming from you. How unpleasant.
Don't be rude. So they've proposed being able to trade luxuries.
We accept.
I'll throw that in there because actually if the Nubians like us, that would help if the Hittites start being aggressive, if we have an ally on the other side of them, right?
So, tell me.
Oh, they want to trade luxuries too? Great. Let's all stay friends here, huh? All right, and now we don't really have to keep exploring because we have learned about a lot of this map. What I should focus on is grabbing good territories before the Hittites do. This one's the closest to them. I could set up an outpost here, but there's not really anything that valuable. This one has horses, which is useful. There's a couple of luxury resources. And these mystery diamonds are resources, but we don't know what they are yet. It's not something that has been discovered. Later on, we'll be able to take advantage of those. So, I could wipe out like a mammoth. Maybe. Back in the city, I should make some districts because that's how we're going to get those stars, right? Let's build some farms. You can also see our unique district, the Egyptian pyramid right here, flanked by the sphinxes. Looks very cool. Oh, look, they just grabbed an outpost right here. I knew they wanted those horses. So, that is there. So we have 2 options. We can let them have it for now and just focus back here. Or I could try and ransack it to steal it away from them. But that's going to lower relations.
Well met.
And they're
As
pleasant with us now.
always. It pleases me to have news of you.
I don't want them to get angry with me. So I'll let them have it. But let's see. We need 112. And then I could outpost this one, but there's not really anything great about it except I think there's like a natural wonder right here. So maybe we'll back it up. Now when it comes to district placement, a lot of times I just go with whatever's recommended. Like this Maker's Quarter will get the most industry in this spot. There's probably a better way to do this. I think if you group like districts together, like if we make a bunch of farms next to each other, they get a bonus. You can see our first farm goes from 6 to 7 if we put it next to this one. So if you group a bunch of the same ones, it'll be better. But do I do city planning like that? I don't really think about it that hard. I'm just like, I'd rather have 12 than 7. So we'll put a maker's quarter there. I don't care. Oh, here we go. This is our first civic. They've added some buttons down here in the bottom left. Civics. So, as you build things and research technologies and things happen in the game, these civics will start unlocking. And each one offers you a choice. You have to pick which way you want your culture to go. And whatever you pick, it costs influence. So, if you want to have a lot of civics active, pump up that influence. Let's start here with founding myths. By what right do we rule? Either by natural right or divine mandate. So if we pick natural right, we'll get influence on all of our emblematic districts. So that'd be more influence on every pyramid that we build. If we go for divine mandate, we'll get influence for every main plaza, which means every city, I think. And then also faith for the religious part of this game. The other thing to consider are these 4 bars. I don't remember what the term is for them. Ideology sliders or something like that. So every choice that you make when it comes to civics and some other things pushes you towards one of the ends of these ideologies. So you can see if we pick natural right on this one, we go more towards, well, here you go. This is a good summary. So this is the social axis, right? So if we pick natural right, we move more towards progress, progressive views in our culture, whereas the candle represents traditional views, which divine mandate puts you more that way. Which way you go on these axes doesn't really matter for just you. It's more how you relate to others. If we run into another player who has the same ideologies as us, you know, if we're more progressive and they're more progressive, if we're more if we have more emphasis on our homeland and they have the same, we're more likely to get along. They're more likely to feel like we're, you know, similar to them. Whereas if we run into someone and all of our ideologies are the opposite, they might be more likely to look at us as an enemy, right? Also, when it comes to independent people, if you find like an independent civilization, you'll be able to get more out of them if your ideologies align, or you can slowly influence them to be more like you. Let's go
Why was this
natural right.
question? Let's keep it simple. We've been here. It's our place.
And then we also have legitimacy. Do we want customary laws or codified laws? Customary means creating outposts is cheaper, but you can see it's more traditional. Codified laws, it's cheaper to attach outposts to cities and absorb cities. So that's like a consolidation of land, which we'll see later. Making our cities bigger or creating more outposts. Which do we want? I think right now I'm going to take customary laws because the Hittites are kind of encroaching on my space. So I want to make sure that we can get some outposts set up before they take all the land, you know?
That seems to leave a lot of interpretation of right and wrong. Not to mention yours and mine.
I want to make sure we can outpost this stuff before they steal it all from under my nose. Ugh. Yeah, just go back the way you came. Animal magic. Do we want to get cats or ferrets? And you can see between these choices, there's no actual direct effect on which we choose to get rid of these rats. It only affects our ideologies. We'll take ferrets because ferrets are cool. We've gotten enough faith to create a religion. Do we want to have bonus faith on the main plaza of our cities, or a little bit of faith on the main plaza, and also faith on administrative centers? Which I think is like if we absorb territories into our city, but we don't build a new city there, it'll have an administrative center, right? Polytheism should be better for more cities, and shamanism might be better for larger territory cities. I'm gonna go with that. We've learned irrigation. We've gotten a builder star from building districts. 2 stars down. How are we doing up here? Oh, a couple of them have 3 stars already, which is fine. It's not necessarily a race. Let's get that flood irrigation. Okay. Over here, we now have enough influence where we could turn this into a second city. They're really pumping up the outposts. I gotta get some stuff down. Yeah, let's make some more outposts and not worry about the city for now. We now have the option to learn bronze working. If we do, we could start getting this copper. And then that might lead to some new units, like these spearmen, which could be helpful.
To harness the power of water itself in order to feed your people. That should make you popular.
So we got an agrarian star from having more population. And we're being attacked by what? Well, we're going to lose, so I'm going to run away. I don't know who's attacking us. Somebody here in the snow or something. I don't know.
So, what do you say?
Yes, Nubia. A non-aggression pact. That's good.
Let us
Oh,
formalize.
and from Pink too. Great, we'll take it. Non-aggression. I don't want to fight with you guys. I want to establish myself. Then I don't have to worry about churning out a bunch of units so quickly. But, let's see. Who keeps chasing me? The Minoans. There's just like some random people. All right, well, they're going to kill me. I just have some scouts. There's Minoans over here. I guess we might have to make a little army anyway. Oh yeah, look, they have a little place there. I can still make an outpost in this territory if I can live that long. Let's find more animal remains. And let's see. Oh god, he's coming. He's coming to claim this land. I know it. Not a lot of food around in the snow here. But, you know, we can plant farms and stuff. Let's go for this place. Okay. That now is tentatively my land. But he might just run up here and take this one too, which is not great. And I guess we better go wipe out the Minoans, because they're getting in my craw. We'll make some warriors and some archers. We got an aesthete star for having lots of influence. That's really picked up too. Yeah, any of these pink guys walking into these territories could grab them for themselves, which I don't want. We need to claim some territory here. Let's see. Yeah, all this snow is not great. Maybe we'll just take this river spot. Okay. Now, these outposts can be ransacked, you know, if anyone's getting real aggressive, they could wipe them out, but I'm hoping to just kind of deter the Hittites. Be like, actually, this is my place. Now we have a kind of okay military unit, so let's go ransack those Minoans. Get them out of here. We can now mine copper, so we're going to build the copper mine there. That's great. And we have access to a new civic. Blades of the Empire for our army composition. Who should fight for our empire? Should we get conscription, where our units are cheaper to build? Or professional soldiers, where they're not cheaper, but they are stronger? I'm going to go for stronger. Since everyone is playing nice so far, I shouldn't have to make a bunch of military units.
It does seem logical that people shouldn't have to do a job unless they want to.
So this way our little army will be a little bit tougher. What is this? They've got chariots. As we complete these technologies, we're getting more and more things to build here in the city. Which I'm not going to go over every one, but, you know, we could start building walls. There's the public fountain, which gives us more stability in case that's getting low. Different buildings here that give us more production. Animal barns will give us more food, that sort of stuff. What I should do while we're the Egyptians is keep making some districts as long as our stability holds firm, so that we can work on those builder stars. Here's an event. Okay, so in this one we have 3 choices, and they actually have some different effects. You can see that they also have an ideology push, so you can consider that. But basically we can either pay 80, which is a big chunk of what we have. We can overlook this game, which will make stability go down on Memphis. Or we can heed the divination, which makes everyone's superstition, and our science goes down for 5 turns. Since our stability is very high, I'm okay with them being defiant for a little bit. They'll be okay. They'll get through it. All right, how will we fare against these chariots? That's what I want to know. I guess we're going to find out because they just attacked me. Okay, generally we're stronger. But if I do an instant resolution, we'll lose both of our warriors. So maybe I'll try manual and see if we can save them. Now, remember, we got to take positioning into account. High ground is good. Standing on the river is bad. So if I could actually, like, keep them on the river, that would be beneficial to me. So let's try that. Oh, perfect. They parked it right on the river. And you can see this little river icon. Crossing the river, they have reduced strength being in the water. That's great. Now, let's start blasting them. Leave my archers alone. That's okay. We might actually lose one archer and keep everybody else instead. Oh, I can't go down that way. It's too steep. That's not possible. Nice. I will take it. While we're still in our territory, they can heal their health as well before we continue on. Okay, this is the last unclaimed spot. Wow, they really expanded very quickly and made another city. Rude. I wanted that spot, but that's okay. Maybe we'll take it from them later, who knows? What would be a good place? Not a lot of food to be found, but we could get a lot of production. Off the mountain, maybe? Let's go for that. Okay, we have a shared project. This is something that, if we start building it, if we have other cities, they can contribute to building it. It's like a nationwide production. This is mostly religious-based, so I don't particularly care about it. What I want is districts. Aha! We have enough influence, or we did, before we made this outpost, to claim a wonder. Yeah, we had 250 and then it immediately fell because of that outpost. So we'll talk about wonders in just a little bit once I get my influence back up. Now I'm not really sure what to do with these scouts. I guess, well, go auto-explore. Go see what you can find. Who knows? Maybe they'll find a curiosity or something that popped up. We've learned about fishing. Another scientist star. Here we go. Okay. So now let's look at wonders. Wonders work in this game a little bit differently, of course, than Civilization. There are fewer of them, to be sure, and they slowly unlock throughout the eras. So right now in the Ancient Era, we only have access to these 4. And how this works is, once you have enough influence to claim one, which is 250 for this first one, we can pick one of these. Probably the Pyramid of Giza. I don't have to do it just because I'm Egypt, but it is good. Let's see here. So generally, the Hanging Gardens gives us... Oh, the special effect is it can extract any luxury resource. You build it on a deposit. The Pyramid of Giza makes all districts cost 25% less. That's kind of crazy. If that's, you know, across the entire game, every district that we build is only 75%. That's pretty good. Stonehenge is a more religious one. So you can see we get extra food and stability from co-religionist states. And depending on what it's next to, you get other bonuses from the tiles. Temple of Artemis is also religious. Extra faith, lots of stability. Let me see here. What else do these do? Stonehenge gives us 5% food and plus 5 stability on capital for empires following the same religion. Oh, okay. So that would be if you want to try and spread one religion throughout the entire world. Stonehenge gets better and better. Temple of Artemis. Oh, it might be more military themed, right? Besides being religious, it has extra health regeneration when units are there. And plus 2 combat strength on unit, which has a ranged attack. Is that for all units? All of my units would have health regeneration and plus 2 strength if they're ranged. And your units ignore movement penalties from forests. Wow. That's kind of cool, actually. I've never built that one. But I guess next time I go for a more military style, that might be a good one to get. We're going to go Big Pyramid, though. So here's the deal. I have to spend a big chunk of influence to claim this. And then it's like, hey, if you claim this, you can't claim any others until you're done. That's how this works. Now the pyramid, even though I haven't built it, it belongs to me. No one else can build it. But I won't be able to build another wonder until we have finished building the Pyramid of Giza. So you have to commit to it. And then it's like, well, no more wonders for you until you finish this. You got to finish your homework before you try something else. Which is kind of cool. And if you get in there late, some of them are already claimed by your competitors. So you might not have all the choices open. All right, redoubt here. Going down. We're going to ransack that baby. Yeah. Gonna learn masonry.
5 makers' quarters. It seems that someone took the phrase building your future a bit too literally.
Okay. That'll hopefully cut down on the random acts of violence. So, with this whole area outposted by us, of course it's not permanent or anything. What are they building over here? I don't even know. Oh, these are makers' quarters. Cool. They look different than mine, of course, because I'm Egyptian. The next thing we need to be looking at is another city. Right? 80 influence. And what is it going to be? Maybe this one. I kind of like this territory.
So, what do you say?
Orange wants to be able to trade everything. Sure. That's fine with me. Actually, I'm going to have you guys sit over here on this outpost to defend it, just in case. Yeah, you can see now we have the Pyramid of Giza, which we can build in only 7 turns. I guess we are playing on fast, not normal speed. I was like, that's pretty quick. But we also made several makers' quarters, so we're making a lot of industry so far. We learned how to make a harbor, which is a new district. 1 per territory. But that'll get us some more food. Open up, building boats, that sort of stuff. Here's a new event. Let's see. There's some sort of religious experience happening with chickens. We can embrace it. Everyone will be happy. We can forbid it. Everyone will get more religious. Or we can reason with them and get some extra science. That's how I tend to go. I go for the, freedom and learning type of civilization, but you don't have to. I'm sure the other way is just as viable. I just haven't really messed with it yet. Over here on the left, I just remembered. These showed up because we are getting close to earning these stars. So it's like, hey, by the way, your builder star is almost completed. You just need one more district. We're getting close to the aesthete star. Agrarian. Militarist if we kill one more guy. An expansionist. So it's just like, hey, just so you know, you're almost there. We'll park you guys there. And, oh yeah, I have enough influence now for this city. That finishes out the expansionist star. And now we have a second city we can start building in. Now, the Pyramid of Giza being a wonder is a one-time only thing, right? But the Egyptian Pyramid, our emblematic district, we can build one of them in every territory that has a city. So I can actually make one over here as well.
Your first harbor gives access to endless expanses
Yeah.
of the vast blue seas, great voyages and discoveries.
Yo!
Should have done this ages ago.
Got 2 stars at once. Awesome. Okay, what's up?
To get your heart racing.
I looked up at the top and I'm like, oh, pink is pleasant with me. That's great. And I was like, wait a second, their war support is all the way full. That's maybe less great. But as long as they're happy with me, we're fine. They see us as their closest challenger. But we are more powerful than them. They don't have a big army, which is good. Another empire is attacking them. Who? Not Orange. Oh, no, it is Orange. We're at peace. They're at war with Orange. Pink and Orange are at war.
We accept.
They're leaving me out of it right now, but they're fighting. That's interesting. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get something out of that somehow. All right, with our harbor or technology or whatever, we can now access these whales. What does this give me? I can't tell. Ambergris. Stability and science. You get science from ambergris? Okay. I'll take your word for it. We'll take it. Here's a new civic. Leadership. How do we lead? The small council tends towards liberty. 1 on the city cap, which I'll talk about here in a second. All of our cities get a bonus per city. So this is lots and lots of cities. You get bonuses. Autarch is more towards authority. This is going to be for a civilization with very few cities, right? Low stability on your non-capital cities. Big bonus to your capital. So if you want to have like one really big, powerful capital city, that's the way to go. I'm looking at probably having at least 3 cities here in our small area before we expand. I'm going to go for
Most
small
problems
council.
eventually yield to the onslaught of more brains.
All right. So what do we want to research now? If we get writing, getting civics is cheaper, which is nice. And we can start making market quarters, which is a district that gets you more money. If we get the wheel, we'll automatically get roads. We'll get access to Markabata. There's also sailing. We could start looking around the coast. A lot of good choices. Yeah, let's start in the water. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. So we get this notification, enter a new era, because we got our 7 stars, right? That's great. We could switch, we could go to the second era right now. All that stuff. But let me put this to you, and this is actually a tip in the game that you'll see. You don't always have to go right away, and we're not going to, okay? I'll tell you why. If we look at the scoreboard here, we're doing pretty good on fame. But as far as progress goes, we're falling behind, right? 4 of our competitors are already in Era 2. Green already has 3 stars in Era 2. Like, they're way ahead of us. But here's the thing. If you're going for big fame gains across the your entire playthrough, there's no reason to go to the next era right away. Because look, yes, we could change our cultures if we need to. You know, say that we were at war with the Hittites, and I was like, I really need to be like a militarist nation so that we can fight back, right? That's a totally valid strategy. Right now, though, we're doing okay. Everything's pretty peaceful as far as I'm concerned. And look at all these stars that we can still earn. If we go to Era 2, all of this resets, right? You start off with getting Era 2 stars. But we have another builder star we could get. 350 fame, which is a big amount for where we're at. There's all these other things. You know, I'm not going to stick around and get all of the stars. But we can get a decent amount of fame that our competitors may have skipped over by going to the next era too fast. You see what I mean? So I'm not going to go to the next era quite yet. I'm going to try and grab a few more stars before we move up. Because remember, fame is the name of the game. And there's another one. We got sailing now. I'm going to make 1 Pentaconter. And then, let me see. Should we make the pyramids of Giza? So this tile gives me 30 stability because it would replace the district that's already there. So if I'm looking at the other 2, I get 4. I think it also has to be next to the river, which is why I can't make it out here. I could get 4 food, 2 science, or 4 food, 2 production. It's not a big difference. But maybe I want to do like farmland or market quarters out here or something. We'll put it up here. Okay. So that's going to take several turns to build. Now let's get the wheel. All right, nothing happened to that turn at all. What about a 3rd city? Should we think about that? If I wanted to make one, I'd need 255 influence, which is just a few turns away, really. The other thing that we can do is attach territories to cities. This is kind of a cool thing. Maybe I'll do this right now. So look. Let's say that I'm going to put my 3rd city here on Cheater, or however you want to say that. And then I don't want to make 5 cities right here. That's like too crowded. So let's say 1, 2, 3. Okay. These 2 territories then, while we have outposts on them, they're not covered by a city. We can't really build anything there. And, you know, it's easy for someone to come in and like ransack it. And then it's not ours. But what I can do is make this territory part of Memphis using influence. I can't do it because of a hostile army of elk. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to go wipe them out then. And then what we can do is attach it to the city and make both territories the Memphis territory. Then we can build districts. We can use those resources, stuff like that. We can use that land without counting it as another city, which is cool. And at first I did not understand how that worked at all. Okay. Down here, you can see we can contribute to the pyramid and get that done a little faster. But what I would like to do is make this city stand on its own. How are we doing on the Builder Star? We need 4 more districts to get our 350 fame, which is not half bad. So let's make some districts. Get a harbor, get some food. All right, did those deer run off scared? Okay, perfect. I'm going to attach this. Boom. We got another star for covering more territory. Now, this Memphis is both of these areas at the same time. And we can build districts over here or whatever. What used to be the outpost is now an administrative center, which, you know, sometimes gets bonuses from things. What about this one? Do I want to make this part of Memphis? Or I could make it part of Thebes? Maybe? It's pretty cheap right now. Another star. Now both of our cities have 2 land areas. I might attach this one to one of them too, or I might make it a 3rd city. I haven't decided yet. All right, you guys go back to that outpost. Now, one good reason to move on to the next era is I believe technology is locked. Let's see if we can look at the tree. Is it locked behind eras? Yes, right here. So you can see that right now we only have 2 options for technologies, and after we finish those, there's nothing else for us to learn until we hit era 2, denoted by this big slash. So while I want to get as many stars as I can in the first era, I don't want to be sitting for turns and turns and turns falling behind on our technology, right? So usually when I run out of available technologies, I'm kind of like, well, maybe now's a good time to move up. Let's get writing. We learned the wheel, which is automatically put roads in between our various centers, which is cool. Merchant star. Look at all this extra fame that we're getting from these stars that we would have missed out on if I had immediately gone on to the next era. Yo!
This from you? Could be interesting.
Could be interesting. Nubia wants to be in an alliance. Oh man, and he is winning that war too. Look, this was pink area, and it's slashed with orange now because this is occupied. They went in and took this city over. That's crazy. That gives me an idea. That gives me ideas. I'll think about it. Anyway, yeah, let's be in an alliance. You can see our I cannot say this word. Ideological proximity is tolerant. We don't have all the same ideologies, but they're close enough that he is not mad at me about it. They're bound right now. They like us a lot. They think that we're much more powerful than them. So they're really looking up to us right now, which is cool.
This is pleasing.
Yeah.
I am content to join together on.
Let's be in an alliance.
The first to map the continent.
Hey.
Others will be after your boot designs and blister medicines.
Okay, somehow we were the first to map this entire continent, which gave us a fame boost. And I guess we can see that, oh yeah, this is it. So this is this whole continent, a weirdly long one, east to west. There's a little island up here that might not be claimed yet. Maybe we can get in on that action. The other players, I don't know. They could be down here. There's probably a big continent right here, I would guess. Okay, so here's my thinking. If the Nubians have taken this city, they're definitely going to be rolling in on Nessa, right?
Have a seat. Have a glass. Let's get to know each other.
Pink is being friendly with me. I don't have a personal problem with them. But if the Nubians are going to wipe them out anyway, which they definitely could, what if I got in on that action, right? What if I rolled in from the other side and took this city? Pink might get wiped out, but I would gain this area, which is 2 territories too. That might be in my best interest. It seems mean, but, you know. Oh, since we're in an alliance now, we have access to new treaties. Shared logistics.
We accept, and we should celebrate the agreement.
Yeah.
An enormous leap forward, from mundane tallies of crops to recording the wisdom of sages. Humankind now wields the most powerful tool of all.
We just learned about writing. Okay. Let me look at our stars here. We need 3 districts for this last builder star. I would like to get this at least because that's a good chunk of points. The other ones I don't care about as much. Look, we got all of the expansion stars. We got all of the science stars. So let's try and crank out some districts really quick to get that, and then we can ascend to the next era. You guys park it for there. We might go to war in a little bit. We'll see. Oh, yeah. This is great. This is great. Okay. You know that we've already built an Egyptian pyramid at Memphis and one at Thebes, right? But it says we can build more. Why? Because it's not one time per city. It's one time per territory. Thebes now has 2 territories. I have a pyramid over here. I can build one here by the administrative center as well. So we can really take advantage of those unique buildings while we're still Egyptian. Yeah, so I'm going to cancel that boat so we can build another pyramid up here instead first. Get our last technology. Big turn. Hey, we got fame for building a wonder.
The Pyramids of Giza, the original construction yardstick by which all other projects will be measured.
That's right. So we got fame, we got stability, we got that cheap district cost for the rest of the game, right? It looks awesome. Okay, we have no technology to research because we learned everything we could in this era. I have 2 pyramids being built, which should finish out that star. One more turn. Yes, there it is. Builder star, athlete star, sweet. Yes, look at how much we finished in just a couple of turns. So I could stick around in this era to try and finish out these other ones, but I feel like it's going to take so long that it'll put us behind. I think what we've accomplished here is really, really good. It's good progress. Let's look at the scoreboard. I have really taken over on fame, right? Oh my god, green is already in era 3. What the heck? They're really rushing through it. So technologically, green right now is the strongest, way ahead of me. I definitely don't want to get in a war with them because they're going to be very advanced. But fame-wise, they're rushing through the eras. They're skipping a bunch of stars that are available, right? We got a bunch of stars. We are leading this game right now. I just need to catch up in other areas. But I'm feeling good. No problem. We're going to get this, what is this, Mercury and lead in our attached territory. We got another civic here. Religious rights. Communal rights unlocks procession, where we can spend money to increase stability, or personal rights makes building religious districts cheaper. I think usually I have done personal rights. This time I'm going to try communal, and maybe we'll be able to use procession sometime in the future.
A community. Might I recommend throwing in a few feasts as well?
Yeah, why not? Okay, orange is here, but that's fine because we're in an alliance. If we're going to maybe fight with the Hittites, I'm going to build some walls just in case. And I'm not going to end my turn because what we're going to do, we're going to take a break right now. But what I'm going to do next time is we're going to choose a new culture for Era 2. We'll talk about that. We'll head into Era 2 and then we'll see if maybe we can get something out of this war. I don't know. We'll see. But hey, thanks again for hanging out and listening to me talk for an hour. My throat's starting to hurt because I'm just talking nonstop. But I hope you're having fun. Let me know if you have any questions about what we did. This game is it's getting interesting. It's going in directions I wasn't expecting. So we'll see what happens next time. We'll check out a new culture, all that fun stuff. I'll see you next time in Humankind.